Staking. So there's a couple different ways to go about staking, but there is definitely a best slash easiest way to stake. For that, you're going to want to spend about anywhere from $3 to $20 to get you one of these. Now this is a center punch. Personally, this center punch was $7, I believe, at Home Depot. Harbor Freight currently has one for $2.99. So always want to go with the right tool. You see a lot of guys out there teach you to do it with a hammer and whatever, a regular punch, right? This is called a center punch. So you can Google center punch and come up with this guy here, or you can just go to your local Harbor Freight and grab one. They come in different sizes. This one is 5-inch. It's a no-name punch, but it works great. Today we're going to talk about the difference between end plates and end plate materials. Now this is a steel end plate. This is a mil spec. Steel is mil spec. Now there's some out there like the Radian. I can actually show you one of those after this. It's aluminum. So it's something that you definitely want to look at because you want to make sure you have the right tool for the job. There's the bare minimum easy way to do this, and then there's like the clean way of doing this. This right here is actually my budget build, the first ever build I ever put together. I've threw a couple things on it recently to make it a little less budget, I guess, but like the BCM. But overall, it's a budget build. Okay, as you see, I've already staked the top one there. It's generally you want to go with at least 2 stake points, and something a lot of people don't know is they refuse to stake because they think once you stake you can't loosen or replace anything, right? You want to replace your stock later on. No, that's not true. You actually just go ahead and just wrench it right off, and you're good to go. Replace it and buy a new end plate and stake it again. You could even reuse the end plate if you wanted to. Okay, so I'll show you how to use that center punch here shortly. Let's go back to steel versus aluminum end plates. This here again is a steel mil spec. It's going to be harder, so therefore when you're staking it, it's going to take a little bit longer to stake it. But it is a better material because you can blue it afterwards. Okay. Now bluing isn't black, it's actually a chemical reaction, and we'll go over that in a minute. Otherwise, you could always just leave it. Okay, so when we're staking, take your punch, your center punch here, or you can even mark off with something else. With this, I will go ahead and make a little dot right in the center. Let's go ahead and fix that a little bit. So we'll center our dot, and we want to stake right to the left of that center. Okay, so you don't want to stake right in the middle. You want to just go right off to the side, but you want to always still leave a little bit of meat on the outside. And I'll show you why that's important as well. Now, as I said, we did this one earlier, and I started this one here, but I have not finished it yet. So as you see, it's silver because it has not been blued. You can only use blue again, perma blue. It's only going to work on steel. Okay, it's not going to work on aluminum. Again, it's a chemical reaction. It's not a paint. Here, as you see, I have it centered decently in the middle. I didn't do a great job. Generally, you want to go center with this here, and then again, an imaginary center line down here, right off to the left of that. Center punch. This is how we use our center punch here. Give you a nice view here. What's going on? There we go. I'm at a little bit of a weird angle here, as you can see. You want your points to be, and your points are these here. You got one here, again you got one up there. Now there's certain designs, like a mil-spec design, you're only going to have 3 places, but if you go with something like a Forward Controls, and there's a couple other brands out there that have 4 places to stake. Good thing about having 4 places, not that you need to stake in 4 spots, but you're less likely to end up in a weird spot like this. I'd rather be staking, say, up here, right? But this works. Okay. So with the punch, you want to mark your spot. You want to go straight down. I like to hold it at the base here, so you don't just fly off and scuff up these. I've seen some crazy videos, people scuffing up the receivers, or try not to do that. It's not the end of the world if you do, but obviously not what we want to shoot for. Okay, so straight down, pushing pressure until you hear that click. All right, I'm gonna do that 2-3 times, and then I'm gonna go ahead and check it. Okay. You see it's starting to fill in this area here, and why I was saying it's important to kind of get in the just off to the middle, but not too much to the edge, is then you have this, your circle here, but then you have this nice meat here that's pushing in. It's a cleaner look. Again, if you go off too much to the side, it's still salvageable, but this is the perfect steak, if you will. Okay, now I'm pretty happy with this. You could probably go a little bit deeper, and I will just kind of show you what you really want to go for after going straight in. So again, act like we're gonna go straight in, but now I'm gonna angle towards this here. Okay, again, push in. Let's try that again. There we go. I'm gonna do 2 of those. Alright. And as you see, that's actually really nice. So I like that. I'm gonna leave it as is. I think that's a perfect steak in my opinion. Okay, you're fully in here. You're not gonna worry about this screwing off. Yeah, okay, I like it. So I don't even know what the hell I was gonna say there, but it's beautiful. So next, again, this is steel, so we could use the Perma Blue. Let's go ahead and zoom out here. The reason I actually have this is I like to use this. Again, you could use a paintbrush. I just kind of like to make everything really nice, but it's not really essential. Alright, so I'm dipping this guy in here. And fill this up. And you'll see the chemical reaction happen where everything turns black. Now you can leave this as is. You don't have to buy the Perma Blue. It just makes things look cleaner. Rust and corrosion. Steel, yeah, that's something maybe to worry about. Now if you have an aluminum one, you can just leave it as is, honestly. I still went ahead and I'll show you what I did, because again, I like to make everything look perfect. Perma Blue, $5, punch, anywhere from $3 to $20, depending on how fancy one you got. As you see, the $7 one wasn't perfect there. Sometimes when I pushed in, I wouldn't get that click. And I just have to go and reset it. No big deal, it works fine. Here, give me 1 second. Get that to focus there. There we go. Okay. You see, I stake that one there. This is the forward controls one I was talking about. A little fancier. A nice fancy design. And more places to stake it at. Personally, I stake mine 1 to 2 times. I'm happy with it. But now aluminum, can't use the Perma Blue. Not gonna work. You could put that on there till your face turns blue, and it's never gonna turn anything except silver. Stay silver, right? So this is what I do. Okay, Rust-Oleum, any black Rust-Oleum will work for you. Okay, I like this one. Is it ever gonna get 2,000 degrees? No, but why not, right? and I had this laying around. Honestly, the Rust-Oleum in black is going to be more than enough, and aluminum is not really going to rust. Aluminum, maybe a little bit of corrosion, but nothing that's going to actually hurt anything. Again, you could just leave it bare, but I like to use the Rust-Oleum and then hit it with this after it dries. Basically, this is like a touch-up paint for my Toyota. It's just a basic clear coat. Okay. You could use maybe like an enamel, clear enamel, anything like that. I just kind of, again, just wanted to make sure it stayed in there and looked nice and black. I will go ahead and make a video on the next thing I work on. But hopefully that helped you out. I knew that when I looked for some information out there that it was missing a few things, and so I wanted to share what I learned. All right, you guys have a great day. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you could.